welcome to another French Fried Trains Minecraft train tutorial. Today, we're going to be building another train from the Philippines here, and we're going to be building the LRTA 1 2G LRV 1100. And we're going to learn how to make the control car, and then the regular coach car, and then lastly, we'll go over how to lay out the entire train here. So let's jump right into the build here. So we're going to start working from the front end, and our first step is to get a set of netherite wheels on the rails with an end rod axle. Then behind it, we're going to do a 3x3 of polished deep slate block. Then another set of netherite wheels and an end rod axle. Open dark oak fence gates into the ends of the wheels here, and also into the ends of the wheels at this end here. Then we're going to come around behind it, and directly behind it, where this fence gate is, we're going to take chiseled polished blackstone, and we're going to make a 5x4 and fill that all in so it's a big rectangle. So 5 wide and 4 long here. Behind that, we're going to switch over to chiseled deep slate. We're going to skip 1 block back, leaving a gap of space, and make a 5x3 of chiseled deep slate. Behind that, we'll skip 1 block again and leave a gap of space and do a 5x2 of smooth stone blocks. Then behind that, we're going to skip back, leave a block of space again, and we're going to do a 5x4 of lodestone. Then behind that, we're going to do the middle truck because these cars are articulated over a central truck. So skip a block back, get a netherite wheel on each rail with an end rod axle. Behind that, a 3x3 of polished deep slate, and another set of netherite wheels, and an end rod axle. Then we're going to open dark oak fence gates into the ends of the wheels here, and into the ends of the wheels down here. Once that's done, we're going to skip a block back from where these dark oak fence gates are, and we're going to switch back to lodestone again, and we're going to do a 5x4 of lodestone. Then we'll skip a block back, leaving a gap of space again, switch to chiseled polished blackstone, and do a 5x3 of chiseled polished blackstone. Then behind that, we'll skip a block back again, leaving another 1 block gap of space. And this time, we're going to do a 5x6 of smooth stone blocks. And fill that all in. Behind that, we're going to do the final truck for this first car. So we're going to skip a block of space, get a netherite on each rail with an end rod axle. Then a 3x3 of polished deep slate, and another set of netherite wheels and an end rod axle. Open dark oak fence gates into the ends of the wheels here, and at this end here. Then behind these back dark oak fence gates, this is where the second car is going to start. So we're going to come behind where the dark oak fence gates are, and we're going to leave a space of 4 blocks. So count starting behind the dark oak fence gates, leave 4 empty blocks, and then get a netherite wheel and end rod axle on that 5th block. Then we can open dark oak fence gates into the ends of the wheels here, and you should have 3 empty spaces between the fence gates here. Then behind this, we'll do a 3x3 of polished deep slate, and another set of netherite wheels and an end rod axle. Then open dark oak fence gates into the ends of the wheels here. Then, behind this wheel set, we're going to come directly behind the fence gates, and we're going to do a 5x4 of lodestone. Then, behind that, we'll skip a block back and leave a 1 block gap of space. And we'll do a 5x3 of chiseled polished blackstone. Then skip a block back again and do a 5x2 of smooth stone blocks. Skip a block back again here, and we're going to go back to lodestone and we're going to do a 5x3 of lodestone. Then this is where the middle truck for the second car is. So we're going to skip a block back from this, and we're going to get a netherite wheel on each rail again with an end rod axle. Then a 3x3 of polished deep slate, and another set of netherite wheels and an end rod axle. Open dark oak fence gates into the ends of the wheels here, and at this end. Then behind this truck, we're going to come directly behind these dark oak fence gates, and we're going to do a 5x4 of lodestone. Then we'll skip a block back from this, and we're going to do a 5x3 of chiseled deep slate. Skip a block back again, and we're going to do a single row of 5 chiseled polished blackstone. Then skip a block back again, and we'll go back to lodestone, and we're going to do a 5x4 of lodestone again. Then we'll do the very final truck here, so skip a block back, and we're going to get a netherite wheel on each rail with an end rod axle. Then a 3x3 of polished deep slate, and another set of netherite wheels and an end rod axle. Open dark oak fence gates into the ends of the wheels here, and into the ends of the wheels down here. Now we're going to come through on the sides of the truck. Everywhere there's a wheel on both sides, put a skeleton skull. Move up to the next truck, skeleton skulls on these wheels and the other side. Move up to the next truck, do the same thing. And the same thing on this truck. Same thing on the other side. Same thing here. And one more to go. Get skulls on the wheels of both sides of the very front truck here. Then on the sides of the truck, we're going to fill it in with 3 deep slate brick walls on each side. Same thing here. Do the other side. Move down to the next set of trucks. Same thing here and here. Do the other side. Move down to the next set of truck. Same thing here. And one more to go. Get this very back truck on both sides here. Then we're going to come all the way up to the front again. And in front of these dark oak fence gates up here, on the next block forward, we need to get andesite slabs, but on the upper hitbox, and then we're going to make that a 3x4 in the center coming forward. Next, we're going to put 3 yellow concrete across the top of the front, and a yellow stained glass pane on either side of it. Behind the stained glass pane, a single yellow concrete on each side. Then we're going to put light gray concrete above all the yellow concrete, and then a light gray stained glass pane in each corner. On the top middle, we're going to put 3 black stained glass blocks, and above that, 3 black stained glass panes. Then 3 black stained glass blocks on top behind the panes up here. Then on this side, we're going to do a light gray concrete on the side here and here, and above that, we're going to do an andesite wall on each side. Then on this top middle, 3 light gray concrete and another andesite wall on each side of the top here. Now that the front of the cab is done, we're going to swing around behind it on the very bottom block on the side here. So behind where this yellow concrete is, and we're going to start bringing a row of light gray concrete all the way back. When we get to this middle truck, where the center of the truck is, we're going to put an andesite wall, and then continue with light gray concrete, and bring that back. When we get to this next truck, stop aligned with where the wheel is. So it looks like that. Then we're going to do the same thing on this other side, so come back up here, and a full line of light gray concrete on this side. In the middle of this truck, we put an andesite wall, and then a full light gray concrete line on the back half of the car. stop aligned with where the wheel is. When we get to the back here, we're going to come one block in behind it and make this reverse C shape of light gray concrete. Behind that, on the center, a polished deep slate slab, and then we're going to make a C shape in the middle going the opposite way. Behind that, we'll move one block to the outside on each side here, and we'll start continuing our lines of gray, light gray concrete for the back car here. And then same thing when we get to this central truck on this car. In the center of the truck, we're going to put an andesite wall on each side. And then we'll continue our light gray concrete down each side again to the back of the car. We'll stop aligned with these back wheels, and then same thing behind it, come one block in from the outside and make this C shape. Then we'll also put a polished deep slate slab on that back center here. Then we're going to take out light gray stained glass panes, one in this corner, one in this corner. Come up to the front of this car, one in this corner, one in this corner, one in this corner, one in this corner. And then we'll move all the way back up to the very front here. On this next layer up, starting from the front here, we're going to switch to yellow concrete, and we'll do a full line of yellow concrete down each outside edge. Just keep bringing them back here. When we get right here, we'll stop and put another andesite wall on each side, then go back to yellow concrete again and bring it down the back half of the car on each side. When we get back here, we'll go around this C shape with yellow concrete. Then around this C shape, and then same thing on this back car, we'll do a full line of yellow concrete on each side again. When we get here, we'll stop and put an andesite wall in between here again, and then another full line of yellow concrete to the back on each side again. Then when we get down to the back, we'll go around this C shape with yellow concrete. Then we'll take out yellow stained glass panes, one in this corner, one in this corner. Come up here, one here, one here, then one here, and one here. Now we'll come back up front. On either side at the very front here, we're going to put a column of 3 light gray concrete on each side. So 3 right here, 3 right here. Behind that, we're going to do a black stained glass pane, 2 concrete above it. Then we're going to do 2 stained glass panes and a concrete above it. Then, behind this, we're going to do 2 columns of 3 light gray concrete. Then behind that, 2 stained glass panes. Come over and around it with your concrete. Then 2 more stained glass panes over and around it with concrete. Behind this, we're going to knock out 2 of the yellow blocks, put in 2 doors. We'll come over and around it with concrete. Then 2 stained glass panes behind that, over and around it with concrete. Then a 2x2 of black stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Another 2x2 of black stained glass panes, and over and around it with concrete. Then a column of 2 stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Knock out these 2 yellow blocks, put in 2 doors. Then we'll come over the top of those doors and around it with our light gray concrete again. Then we'll do 2 stained glass panes again, come over it with light gray concrete, and bring it to the very end of this yellow block here. Leave this gap above these andesite walls open, and we'll start on the second half. So we'll do a column of 3 light gray concrete, 2 stained glass panes, come over and around it with concrete. 2 stained glass panes, come over and around it with concrete. Behind this, knock out 2 of the yellow blocks, put in 2 doors. Come over and around it with concrete. Then behind that, we'll do 2 stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Behind that, a 2x2 of stained glass pane, over and around it with concrete. Then another 2x2 of stained glass panes. It's tricky to do. Over and around it with concrete. Then we'll do 2 stained glass panes again, and over and around it with light gray concrete. Then knock out 2 of the yellow blocks here, put in 2 doors. Come over and around that with concrete. Then 2 stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. 2 more stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Then on this end section, 2 black stained glass blocks, 2 concrete, 2 glass in the middle, 2 concrete, and 2 glass here. Come around the top of it with light gray concrete. We'll do the same thing where it sticks out here. So on the sides, concrete, in the middle, glass, and on each side, glass. Come around the top of it with light gray concrete. Then at this corner here, on the side of the glass, we'll put 2 black stained glass panes and a light gray above it. Same thing in this corner here. And then we'll do the other side. 2 black stained glass panes and a light gray above it here. And same thing in this corner here. Then we'll come back over to this outside edge and work on this second car. So a column of 3 light gray concrete. Then we're going to do 2 black stained glass panes, come over and around it with concrete. 2 black stained glass panes, come over and around it with concrete. Knock out these 2 yellow blocks, put in 2 doors. Come over and around that with concrete. Then behind that, 2 black stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Then a 2x2 of black stained glass panes, over and around that with concrete. Then another 2x2 of stained glass panes, over and around that with concrete. Then 2, over and around that with concrete. Then knock out these 2 blocks, put in doors. Come over and around that with concrete. Then we're going to do 2 stained glass panes, come over and around that with concrete, and fill in concrete till this end here. Skip where these andesite walls are, and we'll move on to the back section of this rear car here. So right here, we're going to do 2 columns of 3 concrete, then 2 stained glass panes, come over and around it with concrete. Then we'll knock out these yellow blocks, put in doors, come over and around it with concrete. Then 2 stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Then a 2x2 of stained glass, over and around it with concrete. Then another 2x2 of stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Then 2 stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Knock out these 2, put in 2 doors, over and around that with concrete. Then 2 stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. 2 stained glass panes, over and around it with concrete. Then here, 2 black glass blocks on each side and in the center. Then 2 light gray concrete in these corners, come around the top with light gray. Then in the corner here, 2 black stained glass panes and a light gray. Same thing on this side, 2 black stained glass panes and a light gray. Then we'll come through this whole side of the train, and we'll copy our doors over directly across from where they are on the other side. So everywhere there's doors, knock out 2 yellow blocks and put the doors in. And we'll do the same thing for this front car. Copy your doors directly across. And once we have all the doors copied, we're going to use our light gray concrete, and we're just going to copy the pattern of concrete, leaving gaps for the windows exactly across from the other side, all the way down to the very back of the train. Then we'll come back through and fill all of the window gaps with black stained glass panes all the way up to the front of the train. Then after this, I started putting oak slabs all around the top outside edge, but don't do that. I ended up removing them later and changing it. So you can leave the top outside edge blank for now and just ignore the slabs that are up there. So like I said, ignore the slabs on top. We're gonna come through all down the side of the train. Everywhere there's a door, we're gonna close a birch trap door above it so the door looks like it comes up higher. And just keep doing that for every door. And then of course, do the same thing on the opposite side. Once those are all in place, we're going to come all the way up to the front on the inside. And we're going to fill this whole bottom middle 3 wide with cyan terracotta and start bringing that all the way back for the floor of the train. I accidentally had a piece of stained glass in there. Keep bringing it back here. And when we get where these andesite walls are, we're going to stop, skip a block, and then continue 3 wide with cyan terracotta. Bring that all the way to the back of the car. Right down into this back middle so the whole floor is filled in. Then we have to do the same thing in the rear car of the train here. So come on over to the next car, fill in this middle, and then continue filling cyan terracotta down the length of this car. And I accidentally filled in the middle on this car, so where these andesite walls are, knock out these 3. Then we're going to come in and we're going to grab iron trapdoors. Put 3 iron trapdoors across that gap. Then we'll come up each side with andesite walls. Then on the interior edge, come up 3 and across the top with diorite walls, and on this side as well, so it's like a door frame. We'll do the same thing in this other car. So iron trapdoors across the bottom middle here. Bring andesite walls up each side. And then we'll come up and over 3 high with diorite walls in the center here. Then we're going to come all the way up front here. Behind this first set of side windows, we're going to put a yellow concrete on each side. Then an oak door in the center and come up and over it with quartz blocks. Then we're going to come through, and everywhere there's doors, we're going to put 3 iron bars on each side of every door here. And we're going to do that on both sides of the car, on both cars of the train. Then we're going to go through on the side here, and everywhere that there's not a door, fill it all in with warped stairs facing inward for all the seats. And we're going to do that on both sides of the car, on both cars of the train. Now we'll come up inside the cab here, and across this front we'll put 3 prismarine brick slabs, a glow item frame on either side with end crystals, and a lever in the middle. Turn around, put a stair in here for the engineer seat, and a torch on each side back here to light it. Then we're going to come through on both sides of the car, and everywhere there's doors, we're going to put 2 horizontal end rods above the doors to light it. And just keep doing that. Then we'll of course do the same thing in the second car. So everywhere there's doors on each side, 2 horizontal end rods above it. And then this is why I said don't do those oak slabs up here, because this is where I took them all off. What we're going to do next is fill this entire roof all the way in, end to end on both cars of the train with light gray concrete. When we get down here, where this divider is, we'll stop right here and put 3 andesite walls across the top. And then continue filling the front half all the way in with light gray concrete. Right up to the front of the car. And we'll do the same thing on the next car. Start filling this all in with light gray concrete. And then it's going to be the same thing here. When we reach this divider, we stop, put 3 andesite walls across the middle. Then fill in this whole front half with light gray concrete. And bring that all the way up to the front. And right over the top of the engineer cab here. Now take out yellow carpet, 3 on the front, and then we'll come down each side, all the way down the top outside edge. Leave the divider open and continue it down here. Then come around this back C shape, and then this C shape, and then do the outside edge on this second car. And again, leave this middle open, and then continue on to the back. Then come around this back C shape, and then come all the way up this side of the train. Then on top of the cab here, aligned with the back of the first cab window on the side, we're going to put a grindstone on either side. Then behind it, we need to get 3 smooth stone slabs that are in the center. Knock out the ones we used for placement. Behind that, a grindstone on either side again here. Then up here, we're going to put 2 iron bars, come up 1, forward 1, up 1 in the middle again, and back 1. Then out to each side. Then we'll put 3 iron trap doors across here. And then we'll open a fence gate on either side. Then we're going to come in and knock out the outer 2 iron bars under here, so only the middle's there. Then we're going to leave a gap of 2, and we're going to put a polished deep slate slab on either side. Then align with the central beam between these 2 big windows. On top, we're going to put 3 smooth stone blocks coming across. Then on either side, and the 4 corners, deep slate tile blocks, and 2 smooth stone in the center of each side. Then we'll come above this first door back here, and we're going to put a polished deep slate slab on either side again. Then 1 block in from where the divider is here, we're going to put 3 dragon heads facing this way, and then 3 smooth stone blocks across there. Then on this back half, skip a block forward, 3 dragon heads facing this way, 3 smooth stone blocks. Then leave a gap of 2, polish deep slate slab on either side. Then in the center of these windows, we're going to make this same shape with smooth stone blocks and put 2 deep slate tile blocks in each of the corners. Then we'll come down here. Above that back door, a slab on each side again. Then 1 block in, 3 dragon heads, 3 smooth stone blocks. Then we're going to work on the next car here. We'll come to the center of these 2 big windows. We'll do this same plus shape of smooth stone blocks. And then again in all 4 corners, 2 deep slate tile blocks. Then above this first door, a polished deep slate slab on either side. And above this back door, a polished deep slate slab on either side. Then up at the front of the car here, we're going to put a grindstone on either side. Then behind it, we need to get 3 floating smooth stone slabs up the middle. Then a grindstone on either side again. Up here, we'll do 2 iron bars, then up 1, forward 1. Then up 1 in the middle, back 1. Then out to each side. Then we'll open a fence gate on either side of this. 3 iron trapdoors across here. Then knock out each of the side iron bars up here. Then we'll move down back here, 1 block in from the end, 3 dragon heads, 3 smooth stone blocks. Come back here, 1 block in, 3 dragon heads this way, 3 smooth stone blocks. Then we'll come in the center of these 2 big windows again, make that same plus shape of smooth stone, and fill all 4 corners with deep slate tile blocks. Then, up here, 1 block in front of these smooth stone blocks, a polished deep slate slab on either side. Then 1 on either side of this back door. Then 1 block from the end here, 3 dragon heads, 3 smooth stone blocks. Then we're going to come in and we're going to grab light gray carpet. And we're going to cover the top of this center box with light gray carpet. And we'll do that for each section of the cars. So cover this center block with light gray carpet. Move to the next one. Cover this box with light gray carpet. And 1 more to go. Cover this one with light gray carpet. Then we're going to come up to the very front on bottom. We're going to put a glow item frame on either side of this yellow concrete and an acacia button in the center. Next, we're going to make some banners. Come into a loom with a red banner, yellow dye. Make the top half yellow, switch to black dye, put a border around it, and a horizontal in the center. Then get a light gray banner, yellow dye, make the top half yellow, and a blue horizontal in the middle. Then another light gray banner, make the bottom yellow, and blue horizontal in the middle. Then we'll place these. So take these red and yellow ones and put 1 on each of these item frames. Then turn them so the red's on the outside. Then we'll put 1 with the bottom yellow here and here. Then we'll switch to where the top is yellow, and we're going to go end to end on both sides of the train. Everywhere there's yellow concrete, put that banner on. Skip where these andesite walls are, and skip all the doors. When we get to this back, 1 on the side right there. Then 1 on this side, and then continue it down to the other end and on the other side. Then we'll come up on top of the front, above the windshield here, and we're going to take out a dark oak sign. And we'll put 3 dark oak signs across the top above the window here. And that completes the build for the control car and the regular coach car. So we have the 2 we already built, and what we need to do next is build in or use the structure command to copy a second coach car behind the back of the train here. And then behind that, we copy in another control car, except of course this time it's facing the opposite way here. So that completes our train here. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there, rail fans.